This summer vacation was Annie's happiest vacation. Her mother agreed to go to her grandmother's house together. On the way to the airport, Annie was very excited. The giant planes were lying still at the airport. Her mother told Annie to wait while she checked in. Annie waved goodbye to her mother, very happy. She told Annie not to mess around and then went inside. Annie's mother had to wait in line for a long time to check in, so she could only wait patiently for her turn. Annie was eagerly waiting for her mother. The staff was guiding her mother through the procedures. Annie wanted to try driving once. After finishing the procedures, her mother came out to pick Annie up. At this time, Annie was trying to step on the gas pedal. She pressed her foot hard, and the car moved. The car started to go faster than she had imagined. Annie was extremely excited and happy. The car rushed into the waiting room, circling. Her mother looked at the familiar car, worried. The car was still going as fast as lightning. Her mother hurriedly chased after and called Annie, but Annie did not hear and did not stop. Mom quickly called the security guard to handle it. The security guard was also extremely panicked. At this time, a plane was preparing to take off. The plane rolled on the runway. The car also rushed onto the runway. The plane increased its speed, preparing to take off. The car knocked over everything on the road. The plane continued to increase its speed. The passengers had settled into their seats. Annie did not know how to use the car brakes. Before Annie's eyes, a giant plane appeared. Annie could only scream, but could not stop the car. The car was getting closer and closer to the plane. Annie was extremely scared and flustered. From afar, the pilot saw the car coming, but he did not have time to stop the plane. Just like that, the car crashed straight into the plane. Everything happened suddenly. There was no time to handle it. The car crashed through the iron fence and stopped. The entire car was broken and shattered. The security guards rushed to the scene. The car and the plane were both seriously damaged. The doors were locked. The passengers couldn't move. Annie didn't know how to open the car door to get out. A sudden explosion. The car and the plane were on fire. The passengers on the plane were seriously injured. Annie's condition was not very good either. The fire was getting bigger and bigger. Annie passed out in the car. Her body was exhausted. At this time, Annie missed her mother very much. She regretted what she had caused. A terrible accident shook the airport. Annie's mother was extremely worried about her daughter. All the ambulances were at the scene. Doctors arranged things and saved people. A firefighter saved Annie from the fire. Mother tried to find Annie and prayed for her safety. The scene was extremely tragic. Doctors ran as fast as they could, trying to save people. The victims were gradually saved. Firefighters carried Annie to her mother. Annie's mother saw it and was stunned. She held Annie in her arms, crying loudly. She kept calling Annie's name to wake her up. Doctors quickly gave Annie first aid, but things were too bad. Annie couldn't wake up. Mom could only cover her face and cry, regretting. Mom left Annie in the car at that time, but it was too late for regret.